Good morning, grand rising to you, and also you. I am Tina, also known as Stars Tina, and today is Monday. It is currently 5 a.m., and I'm about to go live on Breakfast with Champions. This is going to be a mix up conversation today. It's all about those triggers. Are there things that trigger you and you just snap or you crash out and you don't know why? Like, why do I do these things? And I realize when you crash out, it happens so fast. It's like you can't even control it. But today, we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to teach you how to not let those triggers take over your life because you are in control of who you are. You are in control of how you feel, of what you say, all those wonderful things. But if you want to get into the room, get right now into Clubhouse. All righty? I should probably get on Clubhouse now. Hey, good morning to each and every one of you. Welcome to Breakfast with Champions. I want to thank you for getting up this early in the morning. Anyone that gets up at 5 a.m. in the morning, that tells me a lot about you. First, it tells me you've got that grit. You've got that stick to itiveness. It's good. Welcome, Gail. If you guys didn't know, I love the good mornings in the morning. So I want to start by saying good morning, Facebook. Good morning, LinkedIn. Good morning, YouTube. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, do me a favor, get over here and subscribe to YouTube. And of course, we can't forget my Instagram, people. Good morning, Instagram. I'm trying to get my stand so I don't have to hold my phone so I can give you guys all of my attention. And of course, we must save the best for last, but it's not really saving the best for last. It's like bringing them up. My Clubhouse peeps. And if you're in the Clubhouse building, do me a favor right now. Go ahead and share that room out in the building. Good morning, Tawana. I see Myrnia here. I see Amber. I see Lily, LaWanda, Rochelle. I see Dr. D, who just came in, Angelia, Christy, Coach, Aguna, Gilbert, Martin, Alex, Anan, and you guys all know, Nicole, welcome to the space, that every single person, Asia, Audrey, has a seat at the table. So make sure if you're in that listening lounge, raise your hand so you can come up because today's topic is going to be fire, fire, fire. I also want to welcome Whale. Good morning, I said Whale. Good morning, Gail. I do see you. Mommy, welcome. My girl, Bella, 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 Bella. Share the rock. Does that say share the rock? Share the rock. I love it. Of course, my girl Renee and Coach Kelly. Yes. This is Monday. Monday feels great, right? Monday, September 15th. It is currently 5:02 and we're about to get it in. This is a place where I am going to motivate you. And the motivation comes within. But we all know motivation does not last that long, correct? It lasts while you're in the room with the person, while you hear that person, but then when it's gone, the motivation kind of goes, right? That, my friends, is when the inspiration tends to come. And my goal is to inspire you to be the best you that you can possibly be. After I motivate you, after I inspire you, I want to transform how you think, how you feel, how you look at the world, and all of those wonderful things. So I like to start with the highlight of the weekend. So I want to hear from you. What was one thing that was the highlight of the weekend? This is your opportunity to share on mic. On mic, say your name, share your highlight of the weekend. If you want to write it in the chat, you can do that as well. Go. I see you unmiking, Bella. I don't hear you.
Great. Let me come off that mic, my beautiful queen, Star Singer. Great Monday morning, BWC. I survived. I survived, Star Singer. Because guess what? Yesterday, you've been busy, girl. You've been busy. I had my baby shower, right? For my daughter. Everybody know I'm going to be a Mimi. Come on, Gail. Yep. Show me some love, y'all. Show me some love. And it was absolutely fantastic. As a matter of fact, Star Tina, some of my family's listening to you. Be on your best behavior, Star Tina. You're peeling up. But I had, I think, 11 people from Baltimore. Y'all know me. Shout out. MTV. Anyway, I can go on Star Tina. I'm having a wonderful time, but I'm tired, Star Tina. So I'm in the bed listening to you for real, BWC, with my family. Go, Star Tina. That's my win.
Hey, Bella, watch out, girl. Today's topic, ooh, baby, we're going in. Bella's family. Let me tell you, mother, uncle, sister, aunt, grandmother, whatever, however she's related to you. I've never met this person in real life. I hope to someday. I mean, it's going to happen. But she's got a heart of gold. She's just like, she cheers everyone on. She's just amazing. And just give her an extra hug for me today. That's for all the Bella Bells family. I want us all, and I'm loving your smile, AJ. AJ on the bottom, get up here on stage. I need that energy. This is the type of energy I need in the morning, right? Anyone else want to share a highlight of their weekend? If so, on mic, let me hear it. Go, go, go.
My granddaughter's Good birthday. Morning.
Patty, and then
New
AJ.
York. Oh yeah, celebrating my and hey Bella, I was following and that's so beautiful. I love everything I saw, and my granddaughter turned 11, and she's our magical unicorn. So I'm just celebrating that. It was just beautiful, and what can I tell you? I love it.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. We love the grandchildren, even though I don't have any yet. Yet, AJ, you're up.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a blessed morning so far. I just got done cooking breakfast, and I'm about to enjoy it.
Where do you live, AJ, that you're cooking breakfast this early in the morning?
I live in Chicago, Illinois.
What time is it?
It is 4:05.
You work the night shift or something?
No, it's just to go to sleep as early as possible, so I usually wake up as early as possible.
Okay, I love it. I love it. What was your win for the weekend, AJ? And welcome to the stage. It is so good to meet you.
It's amazing to meet you too. This past weekend, I spent a lot of time with my family, and I got to watch a lot of football. And for me, being able to watch football without gambling is the greatest thing in the world.
Ooh, that's going to tap in today's topic. I love that. And you see, guys, the simple things like spending time with your family, your grandchildren, being able to watch sports, right, without getting hooked on it. Tracy Lynn, good morning on YouTube. Facebook, Sunshine. Wonderful. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, right in the chat. Let me know what your win was for the weekend. Guys, let me tell you what my win was. And then we're going to jump into this topic. If you didn't know, I'm a life coach, that person that's going to take you from good to great to amazing. And I realize when it comes to coaching, I'm able to coach most things, but my expertise is fitness, health, and wellness. But I also coach in regards to speaking, into writing books. Life and health is my main thing. And I decided, I jumped out the window a couple of weeks ago because I love to think big, right? And I'm thinking about next year, where do I want to be? And I'm like, well, I want to do blah, blah, blah. So long story short, I went into my own studio. I said, okay, I'm going to do this. So this past weekend I had a workshop. I just said, I'm going to do it. Now, mind you, if I've only been there 2 weeks, how much time did I have to promote it? Good morning, DJ Scooby, like a week, right? So I had a workshop. It was wonderful. We had some vendors. I'm going to have pictures and stuff posted. And I say that to say, if you have something in your mind, a thought, an idea, and it's like, can I do this? Do it. Do it. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? So I'm super excited, right? All righty, we're going to jump right into today's topic. As I mentioned, if you have not already, share out this room, because if you're one of these people in here, you're ready to expand your mind, right? And today I want to talk about triggers. I don't know how you guys spend your Sundays, but being I have this new studio, I've been going like extra hard these past 2 weeks. And yesterday I was like, girl, your body needs a break. Plus, I've been teaching a lot more spin classes. I literally taught like 6 spin classes last week, and that takes a lot of energy. So yesterday I decided to stay home, and I love watching certain pastors on Sunday. I started with Elevation Church with Pastor Furtick, Fire. I was like, oh my gosh, I love him. And then I went over to Transformation Church with Pastor Todd. And that's what today's topic is inspired by. Who, baby, I love him. Triggers. Write in the chat what you think triggers means, right? Have you ever heard of the word trigger? Do you know what a trigger is? Why do we even talk about triggers? And I wrote some notes from the sermon yesterday, and I want to share those with you. But I got to thinking about this, and he was saying how triggers are just unhealed past traumas. Do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that? And I was thinking, when you have a trigger, usually something after that, you wow out, you crash out, you freak out, you get like something bad happens, right? You freak out. And when these things happen, they happen like this. Right now, I want you to think, when in your life have you ever crashed out, freaked out, wild out? And could you have controlled it? And then, I know and I know where I get it from my mother, because my mother crashes out. Well, she doesn't do it as much anymore. Good morning, Luke Dell. She used to a lot. But I was thinking of a time when my children were younger and I was a single mom. And we had this Dairy Queen down the street. This is I'm going to call this my Witherspoon story. I have a bunch of Witherspoon stories. That's where I used to live, Witherspoon Street in Rahway, New Jersey. And there was this Dairy Queen on the corner, and we lived right around the corner from it. And there was two lines. If you've ever been to Dairy Queen, there's usually like two lines. You know, the kind with the V at the top, and it's a long line. And if you're from New Jersey, you know we don't get too many summer nights, too many nights where it's really hot outside and really night. You know, we don't get that many. You're lucky if you get 30, 45 really good hot summer nights. So this particular night, by the way, I have two kids, and at this time, they were young. My daughter was probably like 8. My son's 2 years younger than her. And we're standing in line waiting for ice cream. And first of all, if you didn't know, I love to eat. I love ice cream. So if I'm in line, I'm excited. I'm like, hey. And like I said, it's a really long line. So we're standing in line for the ice cream. And I love cookies and cream. What's your favorite ice cream? I'm curious. Right in the chat, I want to know, what is your favorite ice cream? And as I'm standing in line, they have all the pictures up there. They have the banana splits, they've got the chocolate, they've got this, they've got that. But I'm like, I want cookies and cream on a regular cone, because once the ice cream starts getting down, I start biting the cone, and it's just like I'd make artwork out of it. It's like my ice cream goes all the way to the bottom of that cone as I'm eating it. So I'm in line, I'm so excited. And then another window opens on the right side. And I'm in the very back of the very, very long line. And if anybody knows me, I'm fast. I do everything fast. I'm like, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. So I'm standing in line, and the next window opens and nobody moves. So I go from the back of my line to the front of the line that's open. And then someone started yelling at me, well, I was in front of you. Well, and we started getting at it. And my daughter was so embarrassed, and she mentioned it a while. So today, last night, whenever I was thinking about the story, how it triggered me, why did I get triggered by this? And I did an exercise yesterday, because as he was talking about triggers, he was like, write down all your triggers. So that's what I did yesterday, was I started writing all my triggers. And I want you guys to think about the things that trigger you, you know, and food is one of them. So I was like, okay, so you're in line. Let's drill down to that food trigger for you, Tina. And it brought me back to when I was a child, and we didn't really have that much food in the house, to the point where, and our whole family lived in the house. I love my childhood. It was families. Like, there may have been 20 of us in this house, because it was like a 3-family house, but it was huge. And I remember in the basement, my grandmother would lock, she would, if you guys are from New Jersey, ShopRite would always have those can sales, da, 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 if you ever seen those commercials. And she would lock the food in the basement. It would literally be a lock on it, so we could not get to the food. And there was like 2 refrigerators and a freezer in the basement. No one wants that stupid food. And I dare you to open the refrigerator and take anything. So food was pretty much like not available, not easily available to me as a child. So as an adult, food sometimes triggered me, and I realized it went back to that past trauma of a child, of not being able to be accessible to food. Um, so that is how I got to think about, okay, Tina, I mean, I'm much better now when it comes to the trigger of food. And then that might go into, like, if I'm mad or angry, just eating it like that. So I do want to, Gail says she likes lemon. I saw my mother said Napoleon, something about the ice cream in there. I can't see what she said. Let's see. Lock the food, because everyone would just come out and take their own. Yep, everyone would just take all the food out. What is that? Napolitano. I have no idea what that is.
Neapolitan.
What is it?
Strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate, the stripe, the 3 in 1 can.
Okay. Good morning, Marilyn, by the way. So before we get deep into this conversation, I want to hear from you guys some of the things that trigger you. And I wrote down, I want to write some more down. But we're going to have a learning lesson today, right? Today, as you're watching this, I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do when you get triggered, so you don't crash out or you don't wild out, right? Some of the things that trigger me are slow talkers, not covering your mouth when you yawn, your elbows on the table, when someone doesn't follow through with what they say they're going to do, someone who lies to me or doesn't say the information. Because I say, for example, if you don't tell me something, that you should tell me, that's a lie. You're lying to me. Um, Another trigger is sometimes it's hard for me to ask for help. So asking for help. People that have a potty mouth, like really, really bad, disgusting, nasty cursing and stuff like that. That is kind of a trigger for me. So if anyone would like to share, I would love to hear your thoughts on triggers, some that pop out for you. If so, unmic and go.
Well, you know what they say about triggers? That's just what needs to be healed within inside yourself. So, you know, we all get triggered. We have triggers, but I think there's got to be a better word, and I don't know it. But sometimes, like, trigger can be used too loosely, like trigger warning and trigger this, and that's a trigger, or is it just something you have a low tolerance for? It's an interesting topic. Really, it is. There's so many avenues to explore.
Are there any things that you can think of that trigger you? And before you answer that, I want to mention something that's kind of help us all, because Mary Lynn is absolutely correct. Some people just say it just to sound good. And I was told, like, sometimes when I share stories, I have to say trigger warning. And this is why. Because certain things may trigger you and you don't even understand it. A song, right? Think about it. Ladies, am I the only woman? If you hear a certain song, it gets you thinking about someone from your past. Have you ever made a decision from a song that you heard on the radio or a movie scene? It's like, oh, we used to watch this movie together. And then you go and call the guy. That's a trigger right there. Maybe a smell, right? For me, it's chocolate cake, it's pancakes, it's like macaroni and cheese. And it brings me back when I was younger. Temperatures. Temperature is a trigger warning for me, that 23 degrees, right? That cold feeling. These are different things that trigger me, or that can trigger different people. So unaddressed triggers usually lead to crash out, wild out, all that stuff. Go ahead, Mary Lynn, if you want to share some triggers you've had.
Oh gosh, I can't. I mean, I know I have them. I just can't think of one right now because I'm thinking of them. Like, when you try to think of something.
Yep. Girl, it took me a while to get mine out. Anyone else want to share? Okay, I'm gonna continue.
Bad drivers. Bad drivers.
Bad
Tina,
drivers.
Somebody mentioned another name for trigger. Some of the triggers. So for me, triggers are like big deals, right? Like big deals. The other stuff that are like everyday things, triggers, I call them pet peeves. I don't know if you ever heard that phrase, but I call them pet peeves. And I think we all have our collection.
I love it. Thank you. And there are levels to it, right? Like Patty just said, there's pet peeves. These are things that annoy you. And then when I was younger, I used to always think of pet peeves. And some women might remember slips back in the day. I don't think women wear slips anymore. They just let everything hang out. But I used to hate when, like, let's say you have a dress on and there's a split in the back of the dress and you could see the slip. People would do that. That would, like, I'm like, oh, that was a pet peeve of mine. But you have a pet peeve, then, like Mary Lynn said, you have something that annoys you, then you actually have a trigger. So I may trigger some people with all of my health talk, right? Because at one point they were super, super fit and healthy and looking good, and now they're not, and they want to be, but they can't, right? So another thing, when you're triggered, I'm sorry, when you think about the trigger on the side, right? You have to be transparent with yourself to understand what exactly you're feeling, right? And some of the questions that I ask people, like I said, that triggers them as well. So here we go. Crash out, while out. Think of an instant in your life where, and I was gonna share some because I've had a lot in my life. Oh my gosh, some crazy things I've done. Oh, Lord Jesus. And sometimes you can crash inwards instead of crashing out. What do I mean by inwards? Maybe you stop posting on social media. Maybe you stop going outside. Maybe you say, I'm not going on any more dates anymore because all men suck. That's crashing inwards, because you got triggered from it being in that past relationship that was so bad. Um, we can't change the world, right? And I did a social media fast last week, so I wasn't on social media at all last week. And I'm not going to say I guess something must have happened in the world last week, because the past few days I've been hearing Oh, this happened, that happened. This is so bad. I have no idea what happened. But apparently it must have been really bad, which makes me realize again, you can't change the world, but you can change yourself. You can change how you react to it, how you feel to it. And this topic today is so that you can realize you are in control of all of that, right? I mentioned my triggers, some things that trigger different people. I'm going to pause for a hot second. If anyone wants to share on mic, go for it if you do. If not, I am. Thank you for. I don't see the link I asked you to put, Renee, the definition of it. I want to explain to you guys what crash out is. Um, but let me get into the 3 things that you can do when you're feeling triggered. So, the first thing that I always say, breathe. Again, when you crash out, you snap very, very quickly with that reaction, right? Maybe you're yelling, maybe you hit someone, maybe you key a car, maybe you key a television, maybe you punch a wall. Has anyone here ever punched a wall? Come on now, be honest with yourself. I've never punched a wall, but I punched a. Go ahead, I hear someone. Go ahead. Go ahead on mic. I heard something.
I threw a plate at a wall to get anger out, energy out.
Yes, that was wiling out, right? She threw a plate on the floor. Oh my gosh, I've done a lot of wiling out, guys. Whew. I threw a glass on the, like I had a glass in my hand. I was so mad. I threw it on the floor. And then the person that was next to me stepped on the glass. And then we had to go to the hospital. He had to get stitches. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't throw it at him. I just threw it at the floor. I threw a glass at someone's, like, oof, I don't even want to talk about it. It's kind of embarrassing. That's old Tina. That's old Tina, right? But that's crashing out. Let me give you the definition right now of what crashing out is, okay? When a person can be suddenly, uncontrollably, let me repeat that, uncontrollably angry. Has anyone in this space ever been uncontrollably angry? And what I mean by that is you can't control it. It's like you're just like so freaked out, right? Or act impulsively, potentially leading to negative consequences. Am I the only person that's crashed out before, that's wild out? If so, it's okay. It's okay, right? This many times shows up as emotional or physical shutdown, usually resulting from burnout. If you're burnt out, you're tired, you're exhausted, you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore, right? Overstimulation. Last week I was talking about being overstimulated with social media and all these other things. Sometimes you get overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed with this person saying this. And I've done it before. I get so many people coming at me, just not coming at me, but wanting my attention. And then I just freak out. Ah! And they think I'm crazy, but I get, too much. The act of surrendering all reasonable control of your emotions or responses in order to react to what you are currently feeling, right? You're feeling a certain way and you have to release it and let it out. It could be an indicator that the person is struggling with their mental health and in need of support. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? We all break out, freak out sometimes. But the first tip I gave you today was breath. When you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling like you're ready to wild out, just stop and breathe. That's going to help you so much. That's the first tip. Second thing you want to do, it's in my notes here. Give me a hot second, guys. The second thing you want to do, like Mary Lynn, yell, scream, throw something, right? Get it out of your body, dance. I don't care what it is, right? But pause. Maybe you pause and pray. And I know it's hard because that person says that thing. And you may have even, this is what pisses me off the most, is when I give you warnings. I say, okay, you know me, I don't like blah, 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 blah. And the person keeps doing blah, blah, blah over and over. It's like they try to push your buttons. And I am getting a lot better at controlling my buttons. I'm not letting other people control how I feel or control my buttons, but you may not be there yet. You may say, like, this is freaking me out. Throw a plate, scream, yell, get it out of your system because you don't want to let it go on to someone else. And again, you don't want to affect yourself as well. The third thing you can do is a body scan from head to toe. And I like to use the HALT method. The HALT method. These Visalines are getting in my way. Excuse me, crew. The HALT method. H. Are you hungry? Because I know when I'm hungry, when I'm doing my 36-hour fast, they're like, Tina, you're fasting, aren't you? Mm-hmm. halt, HALT. A, are you angry? Because if you're angry, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to, go out of control. L, lonely. Are you feeling lonely? Because when you're lonely, you do kind of wild things as well. And the last one, T, are you tired? Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Do a body scan to see how you're feeling. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about triggers, things that may possibly trigger you, and then you crash out, you'll wild out, and it happens quickly. And the three things you can do to not wild out is breathe, talk, yell, scream, shout, write, something like that. And the last one, do a total body scan. We have about 5 minutes left before we get out of here. This is your opportunity to share your thoughts, your comments, or questions. I would love to hear from you if you want. If not, I can still do. I'm looking to see who's here. I see Rivers got Ramon.
I'm gonna just tell people to look up a damn it doll. So there's this thing called a damn it doll.
D is in door or G is in goat? What are you saying?
Damn it, like
okay. Damn it, I'm mad.
Doll, like a rag doll.
Okay.
So, they're common. I don't know how common they are, but people make them on Etsy and stuff. And it's a doll, and it's literally called like a damn it doll. And when you're mad at something, you pick up this doll and you just kind of can use it as a whatever. I would take mine and just kind of like hit it on the arm of the couch, because releasing energy when you're angry gets it out of your system instead of holding it within. So just something funny, but it's kind of fun, kind of quirky, fun way to release that energy.
I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That does help. And that's, where my specialty is. I work with women and groups, and we really find out what we're feeling, how we're feeling, to push through when we have those uncomfortable times. The workshop I had this past weekend was all about consistency. And it's wild because every person that I talked to leading up to this, it seemed like almost everyone had a problem. And I hate that word, but I'm going to use it for this particular sentence, with being consistent, right? And you just have to really dig down with, why do you want certain things, and how go ahead. I hear someone on miking, or was that doctor? Go for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, life is not supposed to be easy all of the time. And I think to frame triggers in a more positive light, you can consider them like the curriculum of your life. These are your challenges. This is what you want to learn from and overcome. And always try to find something positive about it. And like you're mentioning strategies, like what was that, the damn it doll? I like that. And you were giving some strategies that I also like as well. But the thing is you just work your way through them one by one. And so, yes, they're your triggers today. But as you learn to cope, you learn to breathe, you learn to do your yoga, you learn to walk it off, whatever you learn to do, it's like a lesson that you learn in your life, so that you have energy to put on more creative things, because the triggers take your energy.
Yes.
So
yes.
That's
yes.
what I
yes.
like to think.
Dr. D, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming through and saying that, because yesterday I was having a conversation with something, and another thing that triggers me deeply is a woman who expects a man to take care of them, if they're like a single mom or whatever. And I say that because when I was a single mom, I didn't really, I was getting $20 a month child support, and I had to do a lot, right? And the person said, "Okay, Tina, let's turn this around. Don't you think that God realized this, and some people can only handle certain things? And if I didn't go through the struggle bus when I had my kids, I wouldn't be the woman I am now. I wouldn't be as resilient as I am now." So like Dr. D said yesterday, I was like, "Okay, Tina, I can be a little bit more compassionate for that woman that, blah, 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 instead of like being jealous or being mad because, they're getting other help that I didn't get when I was younger." So thank you for turning it around. And she's right. I believe every single negative, horrible, disgusting situation has a rainbow, has a light at the end of the tunnel. And you guys know, as Marilyn would say, we say this a lot, trigger warning. If anyone did not know, my beautiful 21-year-old son was murdered in 2016. I decided then I was not going to live my life in misery. I was going to turn that pain into something powerful and something wonderful. We started a nonprofit. We've helped hundreds of people, maybe thousands. I don't even know because it's been internationally. But my point is, when you get these things turned around, uh, as I mentioned, I currently have space in Florida now. We do fitness classes. So if you're looking to transform your mind, body, and soul, I like to start with fitness. We have online classes and in person. Um, we also have courses that we're doing. So if you're interested, if you like today's topic, do me a favor, roll all over to YouTube and subscribe. I have all sorts of fitness classes there as well as speeches. And if you would like a one-on-one consultation, whether it's with your mindset or your life or your health, give me a little tap. Just click the link at the top. We have a lot of other things coming up. October, I have another workshop coming up, and it's going to be about triggers, how to push through them, because I'm liking this tough topic, right? And just to let you know, when I'm back here, I'll be back here again next Monday, and I'm so excited. Angeline and I are going to be coming through. Mute yourself, Renee. Angeline and I she's gonna be coming with me Tuesday mornings 8 to 9 as we start prepping for our Elevate Your Business event at the end of this year. With that being said, I'm throwing the microphone up in the air. This is Breakfast with Champions, my favorite morning show. Again, Marilyn, thank you for the opportunity. Bye.